Why is the water element so important in the bedroom, you may ask? Well, it's important because you have to have balance in the bedroom. Of course, in the kitchen and in the bathroom, we have the water element because it's coming out of the various sinks, faucets, or tubs, or whatever you have in your bathroom or your kitchen. But you also have to have the water element, and it's extremely important for it to be in the bedroom and in a certain location. Now, before I even knew feng shui existed, my cousin used to tell me about putting water in a glass container, and he always chose something that was beautiful. And then he would put a dime, which represents metal, into the water. He also would put a Bible in this area as well. So this is something that was traditional for him. I don't know where he got it from, but he taught me that when I was a little girl growing up. So now fast forward to the reasons why we use the water element. The water element in sacred space represents the flow of energy. And the flow of energy in the case in these days is about money, prosperity, wealth, having the ability to pay one's bills. So this is connected to my other videos about financial wellness, but we are going on the spiritual level now. You also have to work on the mundane level. You have to do the work. Yes, absolutely. You must work at the same time. You must also work on the spiritual level. So the old people used to say, work as well as pray. And this is what we're talking about here. So you have to have your water element there. Now, when we have the class, you'll be able to bring your drawings into class, and we'll be able to work personally with you on your bedroom. But I wanted to make sure you understood what that water element is about and why it's important and why it needs to flow. If you don't have the money to buy a fountain, you can absolutely use whatever container that you have at your disposal. It can be a water bottle, but one thing you have to do, you have to make sure that that water stays moving, because if water doesn't move, it becomes stagnant and it stinks. And that's the same way with money. You want to be able to have a flow of money. You want to have the money in reserve that you need, which is always 3 months supply. But you also want to have the money coming and going. That's what that represents. So absolutely, if you've ever done any work outside, I'm from North Carolina. So the area that I came from, it absolutely did agricultural work. It's now, a bigger city now, and they don't do as much agricultural work. But the bottom line is this, is that you had to understand about water. You didn't want the water to be stagnant. I had family members who lived in the country. Even though we weren't a big city, there was a rural area where we didn't have running water inside, and there were wells, and the water was so good and so sweet. You would just drop the bucket down into the well, and then you would bring it out. I used to love doing that. And back then, we all drank out of the same dipper. Nobody knew about germs and all that as far as that was concerned, and I survived it, so evidently it wasn't too bad. But people had to actually bring their water into the house. That was a chore that somebody had to do, was to pull water in. And so now we have the pleasure of being able just to turn on the faucet to have water, but we have to have the water moving. Another thing about not having moving water is that insects like stagnant water. For instance, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes will come and lay their larvae into the water when it's not moving. And that's why if you have water around your house, it may attract insects such as roaches. All animals need, or insects in this case, need water. That includes any kind of undesirable pest. And so you have to walk around your house and make sure that you don't have water just standing, because that will not only draw mosquitoes in the summertime, but draw other critters and varmints you may not want to be bothered with. So that's it for now. Go into your bedroom And of course, you want to have it straight. It may take you time to get it together, but we're going to talk more about it, about the water element in the bedroom and where you should place it when we have class. So thank you for listening. I'm Anita Faust. Check me out on anitafaust.com. And please subscribe and like my channel. Give me a thumbs up. And I hope that you have benefited from this video.